Hey guys, welcome to our next workout. I'm joined by my two dogs, Red and Brownlee. I'm Coach Becca. If you're new, welcome. If you're returning, welcome. Today we are going to use a resistance band, and what's special about the resistance band today is that you need a secure and stable surface for it to be connected to. I'll try to remember to show options if you don't have something to anchor it to, but you could also use like a wall mount and have something wall mounted that way. But um, so the band, and then a set of weights. Mine, I can drop out some of the weights, and I might do that because we're going to be doing some stuff that requires lighter weights and then some stuff that requires heavier weights. So yeah, what to just expect for the session. We'll probably go for about 25 to 30 minutes, just depending on how we're feeling. Everything's always subjective. But we're going to be doing a mix of injury prevention, strength training, and then just a little bit of plyometric work that's really great for everyone, but also for endurance athletes that kind of miss out on that because they're doing so much endurance in their run training, cycling training, swim, bike, run training, what have you. So if you're not an endurance athlete and you're like, well, I don't need to do that, well, plyometric training has a lot of benefits in terms of how we're loading the body. So I would still recommend that you give it a try. The only demographic that I would recommend not doing any type of plyometric or explosive work is people that are currently rehabbing an injury. So if that's you, you can just skip that part, just fast forward, or do a body weight strength training exercise in place of that. It won't take up very much time today, but just kind of giving you a roadmap of where we're going. So we're actually going to start with our injury prevention work. Sorry, my sidekick's here. I'm just going to slide you up a little bit, buddy. Good boy. Okay, just so you can kind of see what we're doing here. If you want to hold on to something, you can. But if you can do so without holding on, what we're going to do is just a slow calf raise up. And we're just kind of focusing on range of motion at the ankle joint. So just to kind of get things started, working away from the bottom up today. This leg can kind of do whatever it wants, but I just try to make it look nice. So I'm just gonna keep my knee in line with my hip here, and I invite you to do the same. So if you can hold on, or if you can do this without holding on, great. But we're just gonna do 5 slow and controlled up as high as you can. If you feel like you're like me and you're really tired and you're not able to explore a big end range of motion, maybe holding on to something is better for you today. It kind of depends on what you did yesterday and what you've already done today. So let's do 2 more and 1 more. Good. Okay. Other side, again, the focus here is range of motion. Sometimes our focus is stability, mobility, flexibility, strength, power. And I just want to let you know that this is range of motion is our main focus at the ankle joint. Also stability because we're on one leg, but holding out of something kind of negates that at times. So, and of course, it's a great time to kind of check in with your breath and just how you're feeling overall today. Great. All right, so let's work on the knees a little bit now. So go ahead and pop down to the ground. This is not my favorite exercise because it's hard. So if you're like me and you have a little sensitivity in the knees, you can fold your mat or towel over. What you're going to do is start kneeling, and we're going to keep the ankles just extended today. You're going to cross out your arms, and what we kind of want to do is have a rigid core and glute section so that we don't find ourselves breaking at any major joints, because the joint that we want to focus on is the knee joint, okay? So cues like engage your glutes and core, however you want to word that. Everyone's got their words that, help them there, but just kind of try to be rigid like a flat board here. Cross at the arms just to kind of help remind yourself to do that. And you're going to inhale, hold that breath in, and lean back as far as you can. And that's going to be knee flexion and extension. Okay, so we're going to do 5 of those. I'm not going to count that first one. That felt like a demonstration. So let's do 1. Wow, I'm actually not too bad at these today. Some days I'm god awful. 2. 3. 4. All right, one more good one. 5. Great. All right, and then let's just stretch out our hips. I'll turn this way. Since my friend here has taken up most of the mat, which is what dogs do, right? He does the same thing in my bed. It's king-size bed, takes up the whole thing. 30-pound animal. Okay, anyways, hip stretch. So you're just half kneeling, and you're just going to press into that hip. So we're just focused on flexibility on this one. And then if you want to take this arm and just get a little bit of a side bend stretch, kind of opening up the lower back and the obliques. That just feels really nice. That way we can kind of get 2 for 1. And just try to take a couple deep breaths here all the way into your belly. Great. And to build on this, let's just get the hamstrings as well. So you're just going to pull this toe up and then sit back. So you stretch out the hamstrings and the lower back. You might need to hold on to something up here. You might be able to reach down here. Just kind of work with what you're given today. Okay, let's try that same combination on the other side. So just that kind of runner's lunge. Stretch one leg in front. Just kind of pressing forward until you feel that stretch in the hip. And then adding in that lower back oblique lateral stretch. And we're going to try to get you moving forward, backwards, up, down, side to side, and rotationally today, because that is another way to keep you from getting injured. We're also going to work the whole body, not just legs, not just arms, because guess what? You never go through a day using just your legs or just your arms. So sit back. Let's stretch out those hamstrings. Ease into that stretch. If you're like me and you're really fatigued and tight, just you got to give yourself a little bit of time to get into a movement pattern. Take one more breath with me. Good. Nice job. All right, let's bring it up. We're going to use our anchored band now and work on the shoulder. I decided to anchor this here today. You could anchor a little bit higher or, lower. What we're going to do, it kind of doesn't necessarily matter, but you do sort of want just like a moderate amount of tension. So if you have a band anchored low, you could do this from low to high. You could do it from high to low. You're just going to kind of target a slightly different shoulder muscle each time. So I'm just going to do these straight across my body, and we're kind of working on strengthening the rotator cuff and the posture muscles as well. So I'm going to anchor the band. This is to my left, and I reach across my body. Okay, so I'm going to put my left leg forward and open across. So the band should come across my chest here. A lot of people do the opposite. Yeah, I don't even know how to demonstrate it like this. So just make sure when you look down at the exercise and watch me do it that your band is going across your body. So I'm just going to kind of get into the split stance position because where my band is at as well. You kind of want to, if you're doing it straight across your body like this, yeah, you just want it to be about chest height. So again, you could be doing it from low to high or from high to low, but try to just keep your arm straight with maybe just a very small bend in the elbow, and we're going to do 12 per side in just one set. So we'll do 12, 11. Again, moderate tension. The focus here is range of motion and just kind of muscular endurance in that shoulder. And then the posture muscles. Nice smooth tempo. We'll do 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very good. And just notice how there was never any slack in my bands. There was always taut. So I'll turn this way. Sometimes it's a little easier to tell what I'm doing when you're facing this way as well. So apologies for turning my back side to you, but we'll do the same thing. We'll do 12, 11, 10, 9. You don't need to turn your shoulders at all on this one. 8, 7. Again, keep that arm mostly straight, maybe a small bend in the elbow, maybe 5-degree bend. We'll do 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very good. Okay, moving on, we're gonna, just while the band is anchored here, I'm gonna show you our next one, and I do prefer this one to be anchored kind of at this angle for this exercise. We're gonna use called a shoulder rotation 90-90s, and you can do this without a band. We've done it before. It's just this movement, okay? So with the band, the band is just gonna add a little bit of tension, okay? But it shouldn't be so much tension that we're dropping the elbow and not able to rotate. So I would say this should be like a 3 to a 5 out of 10 on the intensity scale, and the focus is mobility and range of motion, strengthening the rotator cuff. So I'm going to square myself up to the band, okay, 90 degrees at the elbow and the shoulder. And you're just going to swivel the handle back and then come back to 90 degrees. You know it's too much tension if you're doing this, okay? So it's called 90-90s for a reason. Keep those nice angles. Okay, so let's do 12. That's 1, 2, and if you're like, I can't really get that much range of motion when I'm holding on to resistance, in that case, you would just do it without resistance. Okay, halfway. We'll do 6 more, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 more for good measure. And I was always kind of weird when you count backwards like that. It's like, is this 1 or we do 1 more? All right, so let's do the other side. Okay, so we're going to pull back, line up the elbow to the shoulder. I just like to inhale as I rotate back, exhale as I come down. Kind of helps me find the most space in the shoulder, and it helps me pace it so that I'm not just cranking through them. So again, working rotation through the shoulder joint. Very good. Let's do 4. Let's do 3. Let's do 2. Let's do 1 more. Good. Awesome. We're going to do 1 more with the band, and then we'll just kind of shift over to the weights. So if you're without a band and you're kind of patching your way through this, only 1 more that you have to get through, you could just hold a light weight and do the same movement as us without a band, okay? With the band, again, if you're anchored high or low, you could do these from high to low or from low to high. We're just gonna do right in the middle here because it's convenient. So you're gonna step out until you have a moderate amount of tension. This is a lighter band, so it's not gonna be like a ton of rotational core strength for me, but it is going to get me into that rotational plane of movement. It is going to help with spine mobility and strengthening my obliques. So I'm going to do a set of 20. If your band is really, really tight, I would invite you to try to do a set of 8 to 10, very challenging, take a small break, and then do another set. So we're just going to do 1 set of 20 at a moderate tension. So I'm going to step out until I feel like I've got a good tension on the band. You could also undo your band and hold on to the both handles at once if you want to make it harder. So that's just an option. So my feet are just right under my shoulders. I'm just going to soften my knees and my hips there. Can we keep my arms straight and rotate across the body for 1, 2. Really want to turn the shoulders on this one now. 3. So if you're looking at a mirror straight ahead, you're trying to hide one shoulder behind the other. 5, 6, 7, 8. This should feel moderate to challenging. Working in that rotational plane of movement. Let's do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Let's do that on the other side. Again, get your tension set. Grab your handle with both hands. Keep your arms straight. Set your ankles, knees, and hips, and rotate away for 1, 2. Turn the shoulders. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, halfway at 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Very good. Put the band down. That's all I've planned to use with the band, but I don't know, never say never. Sometimes I feel like being a little creative and spontaneous. So, all right, let's grab our weights. Mine are interchangeable, like I said. So I'm going to start with the heavier weights. I'm going to leave the weights in. So grab your heavier or moderately heavy set of weights. We are going to do rows. So this is to strengthen the back of the body. Pretty simple exercise. And we are going to do a set of 10. So you do want the weight to be somewhat heavy. So we're going to hinge at our hips. So you kind of want to be in this flat back position here. Soften the knees. You don't want your legs to be necessarily straight out. That'll kind of help with keeping the back nice and flat. And we're just going to pull up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're going to rest. Again, that should have felt moderate to moderately hard. We're going to rest 15 seconds and do that again. So we're going to do 3 sets of 10 with 15 seconds rest. So pretty simple. We're not going to superset on that one today. Just going to knock it out, get some upper body training in, because next I'd like to get some plyometrics and lower body strength in. Okay, grab the weights. Here we go. Flat back, push the butt out. 10, 9, keep that neck neutral if you can. Something I can remind myself to do. You don't want to be looking down necessarily or looking up, just nice and neutral. And we'll do 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down carefully. Very good. 15-second rest. All right, let's do our last set of bent over rows. Super simple. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very good. All right. Now, let's set the weights off to the side because we're going to do a little plyometric exercise here. Okay, go on. Red, come on. Hop up. Hop up. Come on, bug. Oh, no pets right now. Okay, good boy. Okay. All right, so we are going to do a plyometric lunge switch. A little harder than the squat jump that we've done in some of our previous workouts recently because of the position. This position is a little bit more challenging than this position, particularly on the balance. So if you want to do a basic squat jump or a basic squat or a basic lunge, that would be a great adaptation for you. We are going to do 10 total switches, and because I am a runner and I also do cycling, this is kind of a specific movement to that. So I am going to coordinate the arms to go opposite, just like kind of the running pattern. But I also want to point out how important this exercise can be for developing explosive and powerful legs for cycling. So kind of 2-for-1 sport benefit there. 10 total, 5 per side. I do want you to be explosive and work at a maximal effort if you're doing the plyometric with me, okay? So we're gonna get set here. We're gonna go up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, perfect. Now, when you work at a high intensity like that, you should be slightly out of breath. We want those muscles to recover and recharge. We take a little bit more rest. Sometimes we would superset that with an exercise, but today I just want you to rest, recover. We'll do one more set of those. So what's the rest protocol for plyometrics? Well, it should be 60 to 120 seconds, but I know a lot of people out there are going to be too antsy for that. Whereas with the strength exercise we did, that was more for muscular endurance. The rest is more like 15 to 30 seconds, okay? So let's work on our plyometric again. We're going to start in about 10 seconds. That way we get almost a minute rest. This is our last set of these, and then I will have you do a lower body exercise. Okay, so step forward, get yourself set. That was a good amount of rest. Here we go. Let's work hard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whew. Nice job. All right, we're gonna keep the weights heavy because we're gonna do a hamstring focused or a stiff leg deadlift. And I'll show you what that looks like. I want you to continue resting while I demonstrate this. Your heart rate should have come up during that plyometric. Okay, so moderately heavy to heavy weights. I'll show you this from the side. Feet are gonna be shoulder width apart. We're gonna place the weights right in front of us, and we're gonna envision us sliding those weights down our body, okay? What you're going to do is push your butt back as you soften your knees, hinging at your hips, and your shoulders are gonna come down and line up about with your hips. Okay, you're gonna slide the weights down to your ankles and notice just how soft my knees are, okay? Sometimes we do a traditional deadlift where we hinge a little more at the knees, okay? This is gonna be a hamstring focused deadlift. An RDL it's sometimes called, or stiff leg deadlift. There's so many names, so we don't know where they come from. At least I don't. I'm not gonna pretend I know that. And because I wanna build some strength in my legs today, like I said, I'm using heavier weights. We're gonna do 3 sets of between 8 to 10 repetitions. So I'm gonna personally do 8. You're welcome to do 8 to 10, but the goal is to build some strength, okay? So here we go. I'm gonna show you this from the side. You've had a good amount of rest from that plyometric, so your legs should be ready to go for this, this more strength building exercise. Here we go. Hinge at the hips, soften the knees, keep the neck neutral. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Good. Lower the weights slowly down. And now, while we let the hamstrings rest, we're gonna do either a kneeling or a full plank for 40 seconds, okay? Here we go. Time starts here. You can do these kneeling. You can do them on your hands. You can do these on your elbow. Just working a little bit of core endurance as our rest. Halfway. If you need to take a mid-set break, that's fine. You can do that. Here we go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, here we go. Set number 2. So we're just gonna go right back into those deadlifts. I'll show you this set from the front. Lower down and up. This should feel challenging for 1, 2. This will also strengthen the glutes and the lower back. You should feel this primarily though in the hamstrings and in your butt. 2 more. 1 more. Okay, lower down. This time we're gonna do side plank, and we're gonna do 20 seconds per side. You can either do it kneeling, like so, or full. Here we go. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other side. Time starts. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Okay. Done with planks, which is always great. Last set of hamstring focused deadlifts, RDLs, stiff leg deadlifts. Here we go. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Good. All right, and so I'm gonna switch to lighter weights, which just means the heavy weights inside of here. I wanna take those out. Okay. And we're gonna do just one set of these. This is an advanced exercise. Dun, dun, dun. You're gonna take light weights, okay? Or you can just do this body weight. Press the weights over your head, keep your arms straight at all times, squeezing your biceps to your ears. You're gonna step to the side, and you're gonna squat onto the outside leg, like a side lunge. Step out, small side lunge. Step out, side lunge. 2 more. One more. Lower down. So the weight's overhead, works shoulder stability, and then just a very light, small side lunge just to get you into that lateral plane of movement, kind of stretch the legs a little bit. Shouldn't have felt super hard on the legs. It should have felt a lot harder on the posture and the shoulders. So let's do 5 on the other side. Just take your time with it, because the longer we can get you to hold the weights overhead, the more that shoulder stability that will work. And take your time just setting into that side lunge. It's not going to be a super deep side lunge with that weights overhead. Ooh, try to really keep those arms straight with me. Pretty tough. If you're really struggling and you're like, Beck, I don't want to do this, you can do reverse lunges instead of side lunges. That's super tough. Hang in there. One more. Again, like I said, this is pretty advanced. You could also, I should have said this at the beginning, hold the weights at your shoulders if you just did not feel comfortable overhead. Okay, there is one more plyometric that I wanted to get in. And that's going to be the step back lunge to the single leg jump, like a jackknife. So we're gonna step back and up. So we'll do all these on one side. And we're gonna do 4 per side. So you're gonna go lunge, 1, lunge, 2, lunge, 3, lunge, 4. Okay, other side. Lunge, single leg hop. Again, runner's arms. 2, 3, and 4. Whew. Okay, and we're gonna do one more set of those. 4 on each side. Again, we should be working at a hard effort here. If you're not comfortable jumping, you can just step up or do a single leg calf raise, okay? Here we go, lunge, hop, 1, 2, halfway already, 3, work really hard, 4, other side, 1, 2, 3, last one, and 4. Whew. Good. There is one last thing I wanted to get in though, and that's triceps. So grab your weights, light. We'll do one set of 20 triceps overhead. Whew. Weights up, or you can just hold one weight if you'd like. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, ooh, caught my bun, 4, I think I missed one, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. There we go. Good. Ooh, got my hair caught in the weights that time. Cool. All right. I took you right to the 30-minute mark. I wasn't sure how long some of that stuff would take us, but really nice job today, you guys. Definitely our hardest move today, I think, was that side lunge with overhead. And if you were looking back like, wow, that was just like way too hard for me today. Like I said, you shouldn't be doing these sessions just once and moving on. So maybe next time you do it, either try the adaptation or maybe you'll be less tight and able to be more mobile next time. But today we did a lot of different planes of movement, worked arms, worked legs, worked core, worked muscular endurance, worked power, worked stability, mobility, flexibility. So we got a lot in today, so I feel really good about our workout. Thank you so much for joining me and trusting me with your health journey. Be sure that you're making the decisions that are appropriate for you. I'm obviously not there with you to help you through this workout, so giving you modifications, I try to do that the best I can, but ultimately it's your workout, your body, and you know it better than I do. So always keep that in the back of your mind, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks again so much for joining me, and have a great rest of your day.